The following is a preview of my upcoming video, Understanding the House of the Man. That video will drop tomorrow morning, Wednesday, August 9th. So sit back and check it out. And this video is a must-hear for all men to get a better understanding of themselves. Enjoy. Greetings, fam. This is Rom Wills, and this is another one of my special videos, Understanding the House of the Man. Now, the House of the Man is a metaphor for the traits that all men possess and will need to bring into their into their waking consciousness in order to really get through in life. And there are 4 pillars to the house of the man, and this is based on the different instincts that a man will have. You know, the first pillar is the warrior, and that's the instinct that a man will have to protect those who are associated with him. Then there is the eagle, and that's the instinct to look ahead to see what lies down the road, and also to figure out how to get certain places, you know. And there's the hunter. That's the provider. You know, that's the man who provides for the family. And then there's the healer. That's the guy who makes love, mad, passionate love to his woman and brings her pleasure. Now, I want to get into each of the 4. Now, to understand the culture we live in today, the average man at best might have 2 of these pillars of the house of the man active. 2 at best. And a lack in one can explain a lot about a man. And then a strength in one can also explain a lot about a man. Now, one of the things we want to do in this video is to get an understanding of where each man's strength is and where each man's weakness is. For example, a man could have a strong warrior. You know, he's that real protective type, that family type of guy. But then he has trouble bringing in money. So then he knows he has to be that hunter. You know, he has to work on that. Or he could be the type of man who's a healer, which means, you know, that healer, he's sociable. He brings pleasure to the woman, makes her laugh and everything, makes her feel good. But he has trouble planning for the future. So he knows he needs to work on his ego. Now, the thing with this whole thing is, ultimately, the ultimate goal is for a man to bring all 4 online. Now, I know I've publicly on several occasions stated I don't really get into the concept of the whole alpha male. And the reason why, because in my eyes, now people can, and plenty of people disagree with it, but this is my belief system. A man who's a true alpha male exhibits all 4 pillars of the house of the man. So what people would consider an alpha is actually rare in this society. Like a man who can truly work all 4 pillars of the house of the man. That's the man, that's the man who will lead great movements. That's the man who will change the world. Those are the men who, you know, they start religions following that dude. You know, that's the Nietzschean Superman. If he can bring all 4 of those things. Like I said, the average man at best will have 2. At best. And really, that's being generous, because many men won't even have those 2. They'll have 1. And then if they really in a weak version of that 1. In fact, most people out here, really, I said average, I'm gonna go back on that. Most men have 1 online. Now, I know some people familiar with this, they'll think they have 2 and 3 online, and they probably don't. So when I talk about each of the pillars, when I talk about the warrior, the eagle, the hunter, and the healer, keep in mind, you want to get an idea which one resonates with you the most. And then also which ones you might need to work on, which ones you might be developing, and then which ones you might need to work, the ones you have developed the least. And what this is something to help a man to develop. My whole program, everything is really about self-development. And, it's one thing to get on these YouTube videos and say what women ain't doing, they ain't doing this and that. But my thing is, it's easier, what people gonna do what they do. It's easier to build a man up. And see, a man should always really be expanding who he is as a man. That's the main thing. The main thing ain't out here to talk about what women are doing. That's not the main thing. You might do that, but that's not the main thing. We're calling out something. The main thing every man needs to be doing is expanding his territory, expanding his boundary. But his first boundary is not over others. The first thing a man needs to really conquer is himself. That's the main thing. And this is a tool. This is a diagnostic tool, And just to be clear, if you're not, depending on the person, it might sound cool. It's like, yeah, I'm that healer or I'm that eagle. This is not to look at it like if you're a particular one, like you're superior or inferior. Understand, like I said, every single man has all 4 pillars within him. It's just a matter of developing them. So what I will do, and this is very brief. This is going to be very brief because, to be honest, the information about the House of the Man comes from a few people, martial artists, masters, and then one tantra master in particular that I've mentioned on this channel several times, Master Yao Yamache Morris. And he's talked about the information in his book, Awaken the Master Masculine. And a link to that is in the description box. So check that out. What I will do, but see, one of the things some people have done, and including myself, is taking the information and really explain it to the masses. Because I know of at least one group, they use the same concepts, just not the same terms, in order to develop the men in this particular group. So I'm just going to give you a more down-to-earth idea about it, because it really gets deep. And what I want for any man listening to this, and any woman can listen to this to get a better idea about the men in her lives, is to get an idea where you at, what you have to work on, and where you have to go. All right. So why don't we just get started now, okay?